Now we're going live on the Tony Elumelu Foundation registration portal. As you can see, this is the sign up page where each and every one of us need to start from. You can see it clearly from here, this place. Just watch out very carefully. That which I have selected, application.tef2020.com/sign up. That's what everybody must put in his browser in order to get to this very stage. Unless you are on this stage, please know it very well that you might likely be on the wrong sign up page. Now, once you are here, what you need to do is simple. You can either sign up with your Facebook account or your Google account, but all those ones I don't even advise, because that might lead us into a more longer explanation. What you just need to do once you're here is that you just put in your first name, let's say Abubakar, then your last name, let's say Adamu, your email, for instance, Abubakar Adamu2020@gmail.com. Now put whatever it is that you want to use as your password. You are the one to decide what you intend to use as your password. Let me just put in my phone number as the password, 08062161283. Now once you're done, you click in the join TEF now. Watch out what happened. It will be taking you to this next page where it says Entrepreneurship Program 2020 Terms and Conditions. Now you just scroll down from here, make sure you have this. Now what I'm going to say about the terms and conditions is simple and straightforward. That whatever it is you're doing, please, whenever you're coming across terms and conditions, wherever, take your time to read through it all, because that's where some secret terminologies that are very important to you as a person and to your business as an entity lies. The fact that we're dealing with what we call grant. By grant, we're simply talking about money that you don't have to pay back. As such, we still need to read through so that you will know exactly what the terms are, what are the languages used by the foundation in order to have things defined. Now, in order to move, once you click on agree to the terms of service, you now go on to proceed. Now, you can see it here. So you can decide to use get started so that it can take you through the tour to get yourself familiarized with the site, or you can decide to just skip the tour so that you can get straight to business. Once you're here, you scroll down here and then you click on what? Get started. You click on get started. But before we get into the first page, I would love we read this together. Now it says, please read the following carefully. Please note that for better user experience, it is recommended that you use Chrome or Firefox browser. This is just an advice. The foundation is saying, based on the user friendliness of their page, it is more better if you will be using Chrome or Firefox. They are not saying that other browsers cannot work, please. They can work, but you might be getting some itches. So since we have been given a clue on what will help us, why can't we just go by it straight? Now, this assessment is divided into 4 sections and will require approximately 60 minutes to complete. That's about an hour. Section 1 and 2 require biodata and business data. Section 3 and 4 are timed personality and cognitive assessment questions. Now, let's understand what is happening with section 3 and 4. It is timed. That means once ka haura kai akwai time da an riga an programming, you don't go back, unlike the section 1 and 2 that you can save, come back later and continue. But once you are on section 3 and 4, there is no going back. That is the military part of the whole thing. You dive in there, you die there. Now, it is recommended that you take the assessment in an environment free of distraction and with optimal concentration. You will also be required to upload a form of identification, either your international passport, your driver's license, your residency or citizen's card, your voter's card, or your tax ID. Whichever one of these that you get, that's what will be uploaded. Now, please have your chosen form of ID scanned and ready for upload in either PDF, JPEG, JPG, PNG. All those ones are document extensions. Let us not dive into that. Also note that you are to answer all questions and you can only take sections 3 and 4 assessment once. Now, let's understand very clearly that we were told that section 3 and 4 are time-based, and we are now being given emphasis on the fact that we can only take it once. That is where we need to be very careful about. Once you're done with that, now, automatic disqualification criteria. Applicant under 18 years of age. By this, it is simply telling you that the Tony Elumelu Foundation don't have to do with minors. By minors, we're talking about people that are not up to 18 years of age. But once you are 18 years and above, you're good to go. Applicants who have received the seed capital in previous years, people like myself, we cannot apply again. If you have in any way benefited from the Tony Elumelu Foundation seed capital, you cannot apply again. So after reading this to understand, you now dive into section 1 by clicking Get Started. Now, you can see here that we have the section 1 with us, TEF Entrepreneurship Application. It says, welcome to the 2020 Tony Elumelu Foundation Entrepreneurship Program application. Complete your application in 60 minutes. So we have 1 hour to go. Don't panic. Please, don't scare yourself out. We're going through this together, and I believe with the help of God, all of us will get through this successfully. Now, you can see that our first name and last name are what we had given earlier on. Now, for us to take it on, we'll have to make sure that your name combination here is exactly what it is on your means of identification that you'll be uploading. Please, if you have 3 names on your means of identification, that's where you will be putting in the third name here. But if you just have 2, you leave the middle name, allow just the first and last name to roll. Then the second question is your gender. You must either be male or female. You know best for yourself. So for this person is male. Then your date of birth, you have to select shekara da aka haife ka if you can remember it. If you cannot remember it, please get back to your parent. Let them help us remind you of when you were given birth to. I'm just joking, please. No worries. Then you select your country. I think all these ones are things we can do very fast, sharp, and then we roll out. Then you select your state. Let's say Kano. Then which city of Kano? Let's say Gaya. Gaya LGA. Is it a rural or just leave it like that? Now, your address. Let's take for instance number 3 besides Gaya LGA Secretariat. What's your phone number? Could be 0906473128483. Sorry, 83. What's your level of qualification? Please, I want to make a clarity here. By level of qualification, any one of these you select goes. So if you are the type that is a secondarian, just put it. This whole foundation, don't worry much about it. It is not about your state of academic qualification. What they want to see most is how loving are you with your idea that you're ready to move it to the next stage. Thank God we are now in the 21st century, whereby the internet have broken down our learning systems. So please don't get frustrated that you don't have a degree, don't have masters. All those things are paper things. The world is after people that can recognize a problem and then key into solving the problem. Now let's take, for instance, you're just a secondarian. How many years of working experience do you have? It could be 0 to 2, whatever, just put. Now, social media links. If you have LinkedIn, you put it. Facebook username, you put it. Instagram. If you don't have any of these, please, not having it will not render your application invalid. Don't force yourself into creating a false social media account simply because you want to. It is better you take your time, and then all these things you can register online for free. So if you don't have them before now, you can decide to register for them now. But if you don't want to, please don't just type something that is not in existence, because they might have a way of checkmating these things. So it's better you leave it empty. Then you come down to your type of identity. Select the one you'll be uploading. Okay? Select the one you'll be uploading. If it is voter's card, national ID card, driver's license, whatever it is that you're selecting. Let's take, for instance, voter's card. You select voter's card, and now that you've selected voter's card, make sure it is your voter's card that you'll be uploading. Okay? So wherever it is that you save it on your phone, make sure you have it. Then you pick it. Then profile picture. You select a picture of you. You select a picture of you. Now, how did you hear about the Tony Elumelu Foundation program? Please select TEF alumni. Please and please, all of us should select TEF alumni. Now, the next one is your next of kin. Who is the person that is waiting for you to die so that he can enjoy what you have suffered for? I'm just joking, please. I'm not praying for that. So you put in the details of your next of kin here. Now, this person might have Umar Adamu as his next of kin. If the person have 3 names, you put it. If he doesn't, now you just put in your details. Then email of your next of kin. umaradamu@gmail.com. Now it goes to your mentor's information next. Your mentor's information. Now please, let's get this placed very clearly. Where you are needed to put in your mentor's details, put in my information. Now, my first name is Bobo. My last name is Benson. My middle name is Bagwiba. As you can see it, please take note of it. Then my phone number is 08062161283. Then my email is informationgenerationacademy@gmail.com. Now by gender, please, because on the chat some of you are addressing me as Ma. I am a Sa, not Emma. Thank you. So you select the gender. Now we are done with our section 1. So you click save to continue later. let's see what we have. Now you can see that you will have a summarized view of that which you have submitted earlier. Then you click continue. You can see you are 22% close to completion of the application. Click continue again. Now it brings you to the second section of the whole program of application. Now let's get these things very well. One of the criteria of selection is that your business must not be older than 3 years. So this is something we must know. So the moment your hand clicks on above 3, you are automatically going to be disqualified. Yes, let's get this very clear. You are automatically going to be disqualified. So please and please, in as much as some of us have our businesses there for more than 3 years, so far as you want to be part of this great opportunity, make sure you don't select anything above 3. Okay? So let's say your business startup you have is that of 1 to 2 years. Then is your business idea in your field of experience? You know for yourself. If it is no, you put. If it is yes, you put. Whatever you put there, it doesn't really matter. Now this is the first question we'll be dealing with. It says in not more than 100 words, what will be the impact of your business or idea to your immediate community or country? For instance, now Etsy is an idea, right? Etsy is an idea. What is the impact of Etsy to us? Because we are the community people that Etsy is working towards addressing our problems. Now, you cannot understand the impact of an organization or of a business or of an idea without first of all drawing on board the problems that exist through which your business or idea wants to solve. For instance, Etsy is a non-governmental charitable-based organization. It is not a for-profit business. And now, the Tony Elumelu Foundation does not support businesses that are not for profit, meaning your business must have a revenue line of an income. As such, what problem is it that exists in your community that you're working towards solving? If, for instance, you're going into the business of fish farming, then what is the benefit of fish farming to the people of your community? You put it there. Now, let's be very mindful of the words. They said in not more than 100 words. That means you must not exceed 100 words with your answers. So once you put in your impact, now let me again make it very clearly to you. One word that is clear and convincing can answer your question. You must not force yourself to type up to 100 words. But please, let's do our homework and come up with something reasonable. Now, the next question is, which of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, in bracket SDGs, does your business or idea support? Hello? Fine. Good morning. Morning. How? Please, I'm sorry for the distraction. I had a call coming in and I'm using the same phone connecting as my Wi-Fi to the data. Please, I'm sorry for the break. Now, this question wants us to recognize which of the Sustainable Development Goals is connected to our business idea. Now, explaining the Sustainable Development Goals alone is something we must take time to do it either by ourselves or by getting somebody that can give us a detailed breakdown of that. Please, I want to say this very clearly. I've stated it in our face-to-face meeting in Jigawa, Gombe, and the likes. The Sustainable Development Goals is big enough to make you wealthy. please, we must not put all our attention on the government of our time. The government is there doing its best, but there are other systems that have availed themselves to us directly, that if you can just recognize a problem and keep diligently working towards solving it, you certainly get wealthy at it. Now, let us not focus our minds on the money aspect of it. Okay? Let's focus our mind on the problem we are working towards solving. As entrepreneurs, we must become problem-centric. We must become problem-driven. See, problem must be your friend. You must make problem a friend. Okay? Now, let's see what we have here. Now, we have 17 goals that the United Nations want to solve from 2015 to 2030, 15 years. And they are 17 in number. We have no poverty, no hunger, good health and well-being, quality education, gender equality, clean water and sanitation, affordable energy, and their lives, down to partnership to achieve the goal. These are the goals. Now, if for instance, this person is applying for fish farming, then the question is, what among these goals are fish farming oriented? Okay, now fish is a food, right? That means no hunger. Secondly, the fish farming we're into is for profit making, right? And now the more profit you make, the more you take yourself out of what? Poverty. No poverty. Are we together? Now, the third one is good health and well-being can still go. You can still go for affordable, decent work and economic growth. Let's just pick this one. They said what? Top 3. Now, what is the business he intends to call his farm? Maybe Adamu Enterprises. Where will the business be located? There. Which sector does this business belongs to? Is the agricultural sector? Which subsector is the fishery? Then age of business 1 to 2. Then are you working with a team? Please and please, this issue of working with a team, ideally, even if your business is on its idea stage, you should have a team of people through which you share ideas together. You help each other build each other. We call that the mastermind. There are people. Oh, sorry. All right. Now, what we need to do here is to make sure that you have a team of people you're working with. But please, don't force yourself into telling them you have a team when you don't have. Whether you have a team or you don't have, as an aspiring entrepreneur, you're expected to. But the fact that you don't will not affect your application. So if yes is your answer, you can see that this place becomes active. So you just put in the number of the people you're working with, excluding yourself. Let's take, for instance, you're working with 2 people. You put 2. Now the next question is, how many hours are you currently working on your idea per week? Now, we have 24 hours in a day, right? If I've not forgotten, we have 24 hours in a day. Now, by the time we multiply 24 by 7 days of the week, we have 168 hours in a week. As such, how many of these hours belong to your idea? So you can decide to say, as a startup, you're building up to be using 20 hours per week. Is okay. Now, are you currently making revenue from your idea? If yes, you put yes, and then you tell them what you're making per month from the business. But if it is no, this place is not even active, so just leave it like that. Do you have any business partner? If yes, you put it. If no, you put it. Now, this is another place I'll be stressing on. That's the second question that needs technicalities, which says, tell us about your startup idea. Minimum 50 words, maximum 500 words. Now by this, we're just talking about the the summary of your business plan. The summary of your business plan. Now, for you to be able to put across this, I think I have drafted for you something that will be a guide so that you don't suffer yourself into putting across all this. Okay, so just calm down. We have your back covered. That's what Artsy is about. You do your homework to make another person successful, and as such, you're becoming successful as well. Okay, so this is a very simple lesson that if you are to go pay for, some of you that knows how much they will be spending, but because of Artsy, we're having this for free. So please and please, let us give it everything we can, because somebody has given it all he has. Let us not take it for granted. Let us not make it a joke. Let's give it all we can. Now, this template of mine is for the description of your business, which I would love to share with you so that we can get it clearly defined, what are needed for us to have it defined in the right context. Now, I will be dropping this particular template for you so that you can be able to put in something and then it goes. So let's take, for instance, these are the content to which this person is putting across. I'm not going to take much of my time putting across all this. Okay, I'm not going to do that. So please, let's go through what we have as we put off this whole class. So we just have 3 minutes, because initially I told you guys that I can only have 30 minutes for you. So we have 3 minutes. In case you have a question you want to ask, or you want a particular section of it to be clarified, please and please, it is time for that. Let's go for it. Thank you.